Horse Heroes. Horse Heroes is an expository text. That means it is a true story. It's going to tell us about real events and real people, places. This week we're going to continue talking about our unit concept, which is teamwork. Now, how can people and animals work together? Latia? Dogs can help you find things. Yes, absolutely. Dogs. In fact, we're going to read a story about that this morning. Yes, sir. They can rescue people. Now, can animals help people be successful?
Yes.
That might have disabilities?
Yeah.
Yes, you can have service pets of all kinds. Some of you may remember back in first grade, we read about a service pet that was a miniature pony. We typically think of dogs as being service animals, but they can be all kinds of things. So, let's look at this picture. Now, how are this man and this horse working together? Yes, sir.
They're working together because they're making cows and stuff taste good.
Now, what did we say last week that we call that? If we're trying to gather up livestock.
Cattle.
Well, that's,
Cattle.
but what do we call it when we're gathering that cattle? Yes, ma'am. Roundup. So here, they can be working together to round up all the animals. Now, how are this woman and this owl working together?
Oh no.
Huh. That one's a little different because that's not so. A falconer may use an animal to help hunt. What about this man and this dog? Okay, let's raise our hands before we just speak out. Yes, sir. Okay, they could be looking. You see that he has on. Service animals often wear a jacket to identify them and their purpose, so you know they're not just a pet. And this one's wearing a red cross, meaning that he is on a rescue team. So, now this, today we're going to read Pause with a Cause. Based on this picture, what can you infer that this dog is doing, Frank?
Trying to help the person.
Or what is it? Does it look like he's making a noise here, Audra? He's calling for help because what has he done?
Fell in the bridge.
He's found somebody in this debris. So let's read this story, Pause with a Cause. Okay. Mark Polikoff takes an old stinky sock out of his pocket. Then he turns to the dog, wagging her tail at his feet. He holds the sock out for the dog and lets her smell it. Wenda, a German Shepherd, knows the routine. She pokes her nose into the sock, takes several good sniffs, and then stares at her handler. She's ready, and Polikoff can see it. He gives the command, go find. Finding things, especially people, is what Wenda does best. A trained search and rescue dog, or SAR, search and rescue dog, Wenda loves to sniff out the lost and injured. For Wenda, says Polikoff, who's spent 21 years training SAR dogs, the search is a game and she lives for it. Now 5 years old, Wenda is a trusted pro. On one mission, she and Polikoff were flown into the wilderness by helicopter to search for a missing hiker. Once on the ground, Wenda found the hiker's 2-day-old scent and followed it far enough to show searchers which way to go. The hiker was found soon afterwards, tired and hungry, but finally safe. Teaching a SAR dog to do its job takes a lot of hard work. SAR dogs live with their handlers just as pets do, but require countless hours of training. Dee Wild, Director of Training with the Louisiana Search and Rescue Dog Team, says most SAR dogs and their handlers train every day before their certification test, and then 1 to 2 times per week after that. Most weekends are spent training as well. Most handlers don't even get to go on vacation without their dogs. Wild says they are constantly training. Not all dogs make good search and rescue dogs. The ideal SAR dog has 3 characteristics. Listen closely. They have to have tremendous drive even temperament, and medium size. If you throw a tennis ball and your dog goes after it over and over again, that dog has drive, says D. Wild. If your dog can handle any situation and still focus on its job, it has great temperament. And it can't be too large or so small that it can't get into a tight spot or cover a large area. Polikoff and Wenda have certainly helped save their share of those in need. But perhaps most important for this team is the difference their work has made in their own lives. Polikoff has learned the value of unconditional love, trust, and perseverance from his dog. They may be training, and it may look like a lot of hard work, but the truth is, it's fun and he'd never stop. So, drive is the urge to attain a goal. Do you think this woman is just doing this because it's fun? No, she's very driven. She may be training because she's an athlete that's going to compete. She is driven to accomplish a goal, whether it's just weight loss or staying fit or if she's competing for something. Now, a person's temperament, their temperament shows how he or she is, their general nature. Someone who's shy a person might have a shy temperament, like this little boy is kind of clinging to his mother, hiding behind her. He has a shy temperament. I know it. Trust is when you believe or rely on someone. This fella trusts that when he falls back, that his friends are going to catch him. Ooh, that's a scary thing. But trust is when you believe or rely on someone. Now, perseverance, to persevere is to keep doing something over and over and over and over. This girl is trying to become better at her free throws, so she is again and again and again doing those drills to try to become better. Now, let's read Bug Boys. Okay, this is actually in your book on page 259. I know some of you in the cheap seats won't be able to see this. So, quick. 259. Doesn't take any talking to get that book open. I'm going to give you just a second.
Just sit there and listen.
All right, if you will start us here, please. Now remember that we've got our virtual friends. They won't be able to hear us, so speak loudly. Savion, you read the first paragraph. Kayla, you're going to read the second paragraph. And then the third paragraph, Davion. So, Savion, let's go.
In the sport of horse racing, the jockey is the one who rides the horses. Jockeys start out when they are young, and
An apprentice.
an apprentice jockey is called a lover because of Mark called and his
Asterisk.
appears after his name and the rest of them. Some people think that the mark was like a bird.
Okay. Kayla.
Hugh Mason was one of the most well-known jockeys in racing. He won his first horse race at the age of 7. He was small and size, weighing under 100 pounds. Many people believe he was the greatest jockey of all time.
He was the greatest jockey of all time.
He won the Kentucky Derby 4 times.
Okay. Keep going. Another jockey.
Another jockey, Pat Day, started out as a rodeo cowboy because he was 4 feet 11 inches tall. People thought he would do well as a jockey. In 1989, he set a record when he won 8 of 9 races in a single day.
All right, Davion.
Was called a dead jockey. Did here in
about a real race. Okay, so let's go back and look at this. Now, one thing it mentioned in here was that one of the jockeys weighed less than 100 pounds, and another one of them was 4'11". Now, we've talked about the fact that Miss Bunn is 5'3", so that guy, it was significantly short, well, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, he's 4 inches shorter than me, and significantly fewer pounds than me. So jockeys are small in stature. Why would that be something that's important for a jockey? Why would they want to be smaller?
Because they could hurt the horse.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Have you ever had to carry a heavy box?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Some of you have, or a stack of books. Now, if I gave you a stack of books, your arms all the way stretched down as far as they could go up to your neck, and I gave Davion one book and said, on your mark, get set, go, hurry to the library, which of you is probably going to get there first?
Davion.
Why?
Because he got one book.
Because his load is lighter and he's got a more cumbersome load. So the goal here is for these horses to win these races. So if they've got me as a passenger versus, say, Riley, you know, I'll probably weigh 3 times as much as Riley. My horse has got a more burdensome load. So it's important to find these fellas that are short and thin. Okay, now back to the real issue. When I first read about the mark they put next to a jockey's name, I didn't understand what the author meant by asterisk, so I used the strategy, this is one of our strategies this week, to monitor and clarify. Let's go back and reread, listen carefully. In the sport of horse racing, a jockey is one who rides horses. Jockeys start out when they are young. An apprentice jockey is called a bug boy because a mark called an asterisk appears after his name in the race program. Some people think that mark looks like a bug. So, if we go back and think about that, how many of us have ever seen a program? Have you ever been, you might have seen a program that your parents kept after end of the year award ceremony. You may have been to a football game where you got a program. Have any of you ever seen a mark next to somebody's name? I know when I've been to a high school graduation, I've seen marks after people's name. It might denote that they've gotten a different degree, a more advanced degree, that they're an honor student. But these marks here notate that there's something different about these jockeys, and it's that they're still in training.
That's not
So, what did this mark tell us, Hudson?
that
Was it a fully trained jockey? No, they're still in training. An apprentice is someone who is in training. Now, this is what that mark looks like. Can you see it there?
No.
Okay. That is, and some people think it looks like a little bug because it has little legs on it, but that mark is an asterisk. Now, this week we're going to talk about monitor and clarify. When we monitor and clarify, we're going to go back and reread something to try to use context clues and gain understanding. I'm not going to let you go during instructions, so don't ask again. Fact and opinion. Okay, one fact in this paragraph is that jockeys ride horses. Can I prove that that's true?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
How can I prove that?
Watch the sports channel.
Oh, okay, one way is a visual. We can actually watch a sports race and hear that they call them jockeys. What's another way, Sam?
You can watch a video on it.
We could watch a video, okay, so we could watch television. We could read, what could we read to find out whether or not this is a fact?
Jockey book.
We could go to the library and ask Miss Kitchens, hey, do you have any books about jockeys? Do you have a book about Willie Shoemaker or any other famous jockeys? So one way that we can prove this is by looking at, no ma'am, or no sir. a reference book. Now, the last sentence here says some people think. Some people think, when I see the word think, I know that that is going to be, that's a clue that this is probably going to be an opinion. I may tell you, I think chocolate ice cream is the best. Well, I may think chocolate's the best, but who likes a different flavor? Whoa, whole lot of hands going up. And you know, put your hands down. Who doesn't even like ice cream at all?
Oh, I can't.
Okay? There's some people that don't even care for ice cream. So I think chocolate is the best. I really think coffee. I like coffee ice cream on top of brownies. But hey, it's my opinion, not yours. An opinion is somebody's own thought or judgment, and you don't have to like it because it's not your opinion. You have your own. We're all entitled to our own opinion. But fact is something that can be proven. So this week we'll be reading about monitor and clarify, and fact and opinion. We will come back and do this in a little bit. This is in our reader and writer workbook. All right. Vocabulary, vocabulary, vocabulary. Ambition. Ambition is something for which you should have a strong desire. What do you think these students might have an ambition to do?
Help people.
Okay, help people as what profession?
Be a doctor.
I think they want to be doctors.
That's not
Okay, infested. Ooh, yeah, gross, just the word.
Not
is-
bed bugs.
Yes, that is bed bugs. To be infected. 3, 2. Okay, if you continue, you may leave. If something is infested, it's covered with something harmful. Now, this typically, when we hear infested, we think an animal infestation, but the definition just tells us it's something harmful. Landslide, more than just a good song by Fleetwood Mac. This is, that was pretty funny. A landslide, massive earth or rock that slides down a steep slope. If we look at this, you can see where the mountain, because this whole mountain used to be covered in trees. This is knocked down trees where the earth began to, where that side of that mountain began to move. And these houses, you can see, that's just rubble from where the landslide has destroyed the houses.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Can you slide down it?
No, you do not want to slide down this. A landslide is very dangerous. Now, could you come back after the fact? Probably it's still going to be filled with debris. I mean, that's not just patches of weeds. Those are knocked down trees. So it's not going to be a smooth surface that you would want to slide down. Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you for raising your hand.
Really steep, so you really put roll.
It does look quite steep. I mean, but so are some of the water slides at some of the parks. Okay, quicksand. Now, quicksand is very deep, wet, soft sand that can. Some of you have forgotten your rules for listening and speaking, and you need to remember them with a quickness. Quicksand is dangerous. It's more than just something you hear in stories. It can really exist. And if you're going to be in an area where there may be quicksand, you'll need to have somebody teach you ways to get out of it. Otherwise, it can really be quite dangerous. But it can swallow people and animals. I'll move on. Resistance. A thing or act that resists. This donkey is putting up some resistance. It's not wanting to go anywhere. It is, once again, no. Rickety. Now, this is a great word. Lots of things can be rickety. Liable to fall apart or break. Would you want to sit in a chair that is rickety?
No.
No, because you may fall through it. Would you want to ride in a car? Would you want to go on a long car trip in this car? Frank, why? Okay, Rusty, not really the reason you wouldn't want to do it. Sam.
It could break down.
It could break down. I mean, Craig, that may be a blow to your ego to ride in this car, but the main reason we don't want to ride on it, it doesn't look like it would be a reliable form of transportation. Roamed. Went about with no special aim. We're just wandering. If you're roaming, you're wandering. Vast. Ooh, this is a picture of our solar system. It is vast. It means it's very great or immense. We're going to add these now to our journal. Get out your, hold it up for them, Audra. Let them see. Okay, get out your composition notebook. All right, Lucky Sykes, bring yours